This is TBH, of course, to be honest, the podcast where we're just brutally honest. I mean, we don't really care. If you listen to everybody else, Fonz, Ant, and Mark, they're all the same exact way, and even in their personal cast, they just keep it, 100 with you all the time. So today, this is TBH ET with the side cast, of course. This is my personal cast. I want to welcome you all once again. If you haven't been here before, thanks for coming and joining us today. I really do appreciate it, guys. So today, I wanted to kind of dive deep into some thoughts that I've been having lately. I don't know. I have this issue with labels. All right. I get tired of people either labeling themselves or needing somebody to label them for gratification. Nowadays, people want to be called a baller, or they want to be called a star or famous or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's like, all these labels have been created, essentially, I believe, to make the human feel better about themselves. Like it's created to make you either feel great about yourself, or it's used so that you can make somebody else feel less than. And I don't really see labels nowadays really doing any good in life, if that makes sense. So if we're going to go ahead and hit home on a specific type of, label, if you want to call it that, my huge beef in life right now is the fact that whenever I put in an application anywhere, job or school, whatever, any type of form nowadays that you fill out, they have all these derivations of American, and I'm African American, if you want to call me that. If you want to call me black, whatever. You want to call me a nigga, cool. Like, all that shit works if that's the label that you want to use and that makes you feel comfortable, because truly, I don't give a fuck. If I couldn't, I wouldn't put anything at all. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we're all just human. If we want to look at this country as a huge melting pot where we all get along, then we should have never created those derivations of American, Native American, Indian American, White American, African American, Asian American, blase, blase, blase. I don't think we should have ever created those labels for us, because honestly, that creates more of a divide. I don't think people actually notice the divide that it creates within us in our country. If you really think about it, I mean, like I said, if this is the melting pot and we all came here to enjoy this nice piece of land together, I'm sure that's not what they thought back then in the day, in the 1700s, of course. But right now, we're all trying to enjoy this nice country we got over here, man. And I think if we just look at everybody as American, then we can get past a lot of the social anxieties and issues that we have today. I think that right there, it puts a lot of strain on the American society, because nowadays people are looking at themselves as different than a Native American, or because I'm an African American, I'm not the same as an Asian American, when really we're all minorities, we're all Oriental, or, you come from somewhere else, like, that's just your culture at the end of the day. So I truly believe that if you all go out and you call somebody your friend, that's cool. Like, call them your friend, but let's try to see them first as a being, as a human being, before we label them as a friend or label them as my best friend or my enemy. You know what I mean? See that person for who they are as an individual, because before anybody told you that you were mean or you were nice or you were encouraging or you were pessimistic or whatever, before anybody labeled you with that, you were an individual first, And I think that as individuals, we sometimes let ourselves get caught up on what other people label us as, instead of not necessarily believing what they say. We need to take what they say in, but not take too much of it in. Actually realize that as long as we're comfortable within ourselves and we want to be who we want to be in life, and we see ourselves as the individual that we want to be, then that's perfect, man. Like, I think that's where true happiness comes from, man, is truly not worrying about what other people believe or perceive of you, but ultimately looking down and deep into yourself and saying like, hey man, I'm an individual, and this individual that I am right now, I'm happy about it. And I think, of course, I'm bringing this topic without like a whole bunch of like facts and knowledge behind it. It's just more of me just talking about what's on my brain, you know what I mean? And like, I'm sick of people wanting these labels. Sometimes people want to be labeled by somebody else to make themselves feel better. It's almost a sense of self-confirmation almost, you know what I mean? Like you look to that person to say that, oh, you're a sweetheart, or, oh, you're a good person, for you to feel good within yourself. And ultimately, you shouldn't need that person for you to feel good within yourself. You yourself should try to stray away from needing other people's perception to build who you are. You need to just be who you are without those labels. You need to be who you are without needing a label behind who you are. Growing up, all I heard was go to college, go to college, go to college, go to college and get this degree, and you have this piece of paper. And if anything, this piece of paper will tell people who you are. And this piece of paper will show that you have the proper knowledge to do whatever job that you're applying for, or whatever career field that you're getting into. That piece of paper will tell all. And I think that that's another issue, man. It's because these people, these kids get this piece of paper, man, and they really don't know. They get this piece of paper with no experience, and they really haven't lived life to really understand everything that they've been learning. I mean, you learn it so fast, and then they push you out into the world with nothing else but a little bit of book smart, you know what I mean? And honestly, that's not enough in this world. I think that's how labels control us, is for the fact that we all are so quick to believe what's been created in the past for us and trust that wholeheartedly, that we don't question our society. We don't question our surroundings anymore. You know what I mean? So I think nowadays, if you can understand what I'm saying and you actually, fuck with it and feel it, let's try not to label people as things. Let's try not to put people down with these labels, and let's try to, instead of using labels, let's use action as endearment. You know what I mean? If you love your friend, you don't have to say, hey man, I love you. Give that man a hug. You know what I'm saying? Like, text that man and see how he's doing today. You know what I mean? That action alone shows that you care. That action alone shows more than you saying, oh, that person is awesome or amazing. That action shows that you truly believe that they are awesome or amazing. So I'm all for labels. Not really. I'm all for action. So if you want to continue to call yourself whatever, or call whoever whatever, do that if it makes you happy. But remember this. Action will always speak louder than words in any situation, any circumstance, unless the words are written. And like my dad always said, things that are written are forever, son. And unfortunately, you can't get rid of them. And that concludes my podcast about labels. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I wasn't too all over the place. And if you fuck with it, keep listening, yo. Like, for real, I mean, ultimately, I'm going to do this regardless for myself. You know what I mean? I like, talking about the things that I like to talk about. I like thinking about things in a deeper sense than what they are. It makes me complicated at times, but it also makes me the thinker that I am today, So if you enjoy it, come back, stay tuned. Stay tuned every Thursday. We're coming out with the whole cast. TBH, the whole crew will be there every single Thursday. Please stay tuned. TBH, ET, out.